We are working on the F100, if I get the camera right, F100 drag truck. Just giving you a little update. I was live earlier, but I figured, why not? People want to see this kind of stuff, right? Anyways, so we got fresh coat of paint on our 8.8 Ford rear end. Got all the nasty stuff off it. That really sucked. What else have I done so far? I welded that side completely. I'll kind of show you exactly what I did. Hey, Hump. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Hey, Mom. So these gussets right here. Billy, welcome back. How's the old driving the truck going? Trying to tighten this thing up so it don't fall over. So I welded these gussets into the other side. I guess I can pull this off. Awesome. Where are you from? So I welded all the way around, and then hopefully you can see it. I welded these gussets in both sides, welded all that. I have this piece. Where is the camera at? Right there. I welded one of them right in there. I figured it would maybe spread some of the pressure out. And then the last thing I need to do is I'm going to box this area right here. I'll probably go to the edge of here and then just go in. So basically this is going in here. And then I'll weld all this all the way around. I'll run a gusset right smack dab in the middle. And then one right there, about a ½ inch in. Hopefully you can see what I'm saying, what I'm doing. Whoa. Hopefully I don't fall over. Just go take a peek at the other side. Maybe I'll turn the camera around. That might be a little easier. So welded it all completely, inside and out. Welded all this. Got it looking much better. I shot some of it with a little bit of paint. I figured why not. So I need to finish welding all of that. I'll put my gussets in, and then we'll get some cardboard and get our print for the boxing of the frame. I'm not going to do anything back here. There's hardly going to be any weight back there. I don't think it would much matter anyways. So rear end is looking really good. I shot it with some black paint, and lug nuts showed up. These are the correct ones. These were the old ones, and these are the new. So obviously there's going to be a whole lot more contact area. And I shouldn't have to worry about my wheels falling off at 157 miles an hour. Upper Peninsula. It's beautiful up there. I absolutely love it. In fact, a friend of mine just got back from there. They were out riding four-wheelers and drinking too much booze. And, I don't know. Probably talking to the native women real smart. But anyways, I figured I'd probably do a little welding for a little bit. Whoop, almost lost you. Do a little welding, and then we'll go back and maybe we'll throw the tires on the axle since I got the right lug nuts. Good idea with the gussets. Thanks. I really don't want this thing coming apart. What's up? Hey, Mac. If you haven't went and checked his channel out, please do. White F350, 7.3. Those are cool trucks. I I like everything. But, yeah, I'm gonna fire up the welder. I'm gonna finish welding this side. I'll stop periodically or whatever and say hi to everybody. But if you are gonna do this, you really should be wearing sleeves because you'll get sunburnt pretty bad. Ask me how I know. All right, I'll tell you. So one time at work, I was welding these like over the garage doors when they put brick around apartment buildings and stuff. You have to weld a lintel underneath it, which is basically an angle iron. So they have different spots where you can weld it. Well, I'm holding the lintel and like welding pretty much all day. That's all I did the whole day. And I ended up getting sunburn in my armpits. So then I'm walking around like this because it hurt to put my arms down. And you wouldn't believe how many people ask me, oh, you think you're a tough guy or something? But, anyways, we'll knock some welding out here. Fire up the old welder. Hopefully it don't pop the breaker. Hey, it didn't. This thing was popping and acting really weird. I started adjusting on it and I put a new tip on it. I think it's better, but I mean over there it was okay. I think maybe the liner maybe getting a little bit of a bend in it or something because at certain angles and it kind of acts funny. But anyways, if you'd like to like this video, tap the screen twice. It is very much appreciated. So I'm guessing this is probably going to take me like 10 minutes. So if you need to run to the bathroom or grab some popcorn or whatever, I'll be talking here in a minute. Actually, I don't know. Maybe you guys want to get a little closer. I just didn't want to get too terribly close. Don't want anybody getting a welder flash. Yeah, that'll work. Hey, thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. So first thing I'm going to do is weld this this first gusset in. I'm not measuring anything. I'm just going to eyeball it. Looks like that side I split the middle and then I put the bent side towards there. As far over as I can get it. Cover them if you got them. Now with all of this stuff, anything that I can reach top or bottom, I am welding. Just a little extra insurance. You may not even need it, but why take chances? So. Oh, another thing, why you should wear sleeves. So 2 nights ago I was welding out here. It was really hot and humid, and I was sweating. And I was leaning up against this, and it lit me up. I got a pretty good shock, so want to make sure you're wearing gloves and ideally some sleeves or something, but I don't know. I guess I like being dumb. know, when you're talking to your Spanish friends, make sure you use the word mucho a lot. It means a lot to them. Get it? Man, this thing's just a popping. All right. One little tip. So, let me grab something sharp. Almost fell down. That would have been awkward. So if you're welding, you know, you're doing your half moon shapes or whatever. If the metal is thin or if you got a big gap to fill in, as long as you can hold it further away, as long as your gas reaches, you'll be able to tell right away if your gas isn't reaching, because it'll just pop and like, it just won't even, it almost looks like the face of the moon or something. It'll get like frost popping or whatever. It's gonna look funny. But you can move your tip away, and it's basically like lowering your voltage. So, just a little tip. Anyways, back to live action. Cover them if you got them. welder's getting warm. It ain't welding all that great. Alright, so anybody that doesn't know, this is a 1964 F100. Building a drag truck to race David from Classic Car Revivals. We're racing 4 titles next spring. 6.0 and under for engine size. Tires got to be a 275. It's about the only rule. Best of 5. First one's going to be heads up. Second one, third one, whatever, we're going to negotiate. It'll be just like watching Pinks. Only I'm not Rich Christensen. Alright, now I'm going to weld this bracket all the way around, and then I'll tack my gussets, and then I'll weld those. Now for a little 110 welder, this thing actually does really well. when you tack something on, tack it in a few spots. And make sure you put a good tack on there so it doesn't move on you while you're welding. I'm also going to try to get the backside as much as I possibly can of the gussets. Knock it off. I listened. No way. Burner powder coat kind of stinks. It really hit it. Since I'm here, ow. Ugh. This gap right here is a little bit excessive. So I'm going to grab my modifier, wherever that's at. Give it a little tap-a-roo. Little tap-tap-a-roo. Oh, slammed unibody? That's sick. Live action fabrication. What's happening? Kobe's Customs. What's up? I gotta find my hammer. Ah, got it. Loud noises for anyone that's wearing a headset. Sorry about that. Tried to warn you. You weren't listening? This is a 64 F100 drag truck. I got an 8.8 rear end out of a Ford Explorer, 355 gears, disc brakes. I made a C-notch. I got the max speeding rods 4-link. Fat Man front suspension in the front. I got weld 15 by 12s for the rear and 15 by 4s for the front. Well, should be a good time. We're racing for 4 titles next spring. My brother, Classic Car Revivals, is building the exact same truck, only not as nice or as fast. Hopefully. We'll see. I may end up with 2 trucks or just hurt feelings and no truck. That's all right. If I lose, I'll catch him in the parking lot. I'm gonna go back to the middle because it's a little more comfortable. Your welds will always look nicer if you're comfortable when you're doing it. And this is a little bit better angle for me. Maybe. We're ground to another location because we got some stuff to do back here. This will be the brackets for the pan hard bar. All right, just so everybody knows, this ain't gonna be a show truck. It ain't a SEMA build. It's going to function. Might not be pretty, but it'll work. Kind of like me. Let's see. Joey, what's up, man? If you guys haven't checked out Mill Creek Fab Shop, please do. He just acts like a weirdo. He's actually pretty normal. I like him. I think we're gonna let that welder cool down for a little bit. Maybe we'll try out these new lug nuts. And then we'll get some cardboard out. Tanner Rebuilds, another great channel. 17-year-old kid working on a bunch of old Fords. Go check him out too. All right. Whew. It's a little bit warm. Come on, David. I can weld. Whatever. Who's watching your live? Seeing if you know how to weld. Trolling. Man, that guy's trolling. Two of these lug nuts should be enough to hold it on. Michael Drake, hello. Don't sweat the petty. No, it's actually don't sweat the petty shit, pet the sweaty shit. Function over form. If anything falls off, it'll just make the truck a little lighter, so yeah. You gonna see me over here? Maybe. Normally I would not buy Unilug tires, wheels I should say, but the price was right. Too good for your home? Oh. No, I'm not struggling. Does anybody know a trick for this? Oh, God. Now it does say to hand torque these. It says so you don't scratch the finish, which is complete crap. It's so you don't break them. Ask me how I know. $50 worth of lug nuts. Ain't too bad. I guess it's a small price to pay. It's smoky up here, yeah. Canada is still on fire. I wish they would get that taken care of. But what do you do? I'm sure they're trying. See if we can't struggle a little more on this this next one. Come on, son of a bitch. Why? Why are you doing this to me? You always want to finger tighten to get them started. Now I'm going to take them off the jack stands so that I can hit any little spots of the paint that I missed. You can actually see a couple spots. I might as well hit it quick. Like I was saying, it doesn't have to be perfect. How do you guys shake your cans? Like that? Or you spin it so the ball's moving around? Or upside down? Ooh. Don't let it roll away on you. You always want to paint in a well-ventilated area. I probably got, I don't know, 3 coats. Three good coats on here. You always want to use a map gas for blocking your tires. Works great. Well, there it is. Beautiful. All right, on to the next thing. You guys like my last project? Guy in North Carolina won it. Said he couldn't come get it, so ended up selling it to my brother and then sending him a check. So I get asked that question all the time. Well, when are you getting that guy that truck? Well, he couldn't come get it, so sold it and sent him the money. The first giveaway I did, it was called Lomax, a 66 F600. I turned into a pickup. That was awesome. And now my other project is a 68 International Lodestar. That's what those are for. You can see. I'm gonna cut those down, and then I got some homemade bedsides over there that I got bent up that I'm going to use to make it a pickup. I'm gonna, I got a door over there too because somebody backed into something, and I don't know if, like the holders or whatever, the mirrors, like the Western style, they're like bolted into the doors. And when you backed into something, he caught that mirror and it just mangles them doors. So we're painting the whole truck. It's going to be flat black and then gloss black grill and wheels. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to use some 8-inch round um, lights off of a bus for my brake lights. Should be pretty sweet. All right, next thing we're doing, let's shut this welder off. I think that's enough welding for now. So, got my favorite number 3 pencil. There's a fine art to sharpening these with a utility knife, and I don't have it. Come on over, you can find out, Mr. Jared. What's wrong with you people? So anyways, wow. Normally the trolls are out later at night. So my plan is I'm gonna come off of here like just a little bit, and then I'll go forward to the edge of here. So I think what I'll do, probably get this cut first. Kind of guess the angle. So now that we got that, I need a sharper knife. Cut away from yourself. What's next? Lop this off. It's almost a perfect height. Oh. All right, here we are. Well, that's still warm, by the way. So, that should be all right. So we'll go up like 2 inches from here. Actually, yeah, let's cut it up. Okay, up and over 2. Just take a guess. And I'm going to have to make a small mark right here for that gusset. You guys want to take a look at this? I think I'm going to leave this tall so that I can just weld it across the top. And then I won't have to, well, no, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm going to have to trim this down a little bit. Hey, Glenn. Hold on. Do you guys know how to make moderators? Oop, that ain't it. Shut off. Oh, great. Sam, come here. Somebody told me the other day. Maybe the plus sign. No. Settings. Community moderator. Anybody know how to pick a name? Participant, anyone. Subscribers. Duration. Okay. Let's screw that up. Live chat's on. That's on. Subscribers. I think anybody that's a subscriber can be can boot people now. So yeah, so do I. I've probably seen every single episode of like trucks and horsepower TV and all them old ones. So let me turn the camera. So this is our pattern. As you can see, kinda. This is gonna fit directly over there. I'm gonna take, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of an inch off of the top so that it'll sit in there just a little bit. And yeah, we'll cut it out of steel, but I don't think anybody really wants to watch that. So, yeah, I think that's enough for today. I got to pick my boy up from school here soon. He turned 5 today, which is awesome. So, yeah. All right, well, you guys have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Tap the screen twice, and that's the like button. So, all right, appreciate you guys. See you next time. Get out in the garage to do something. Dreams don't work unless you do. And in the words of David from Classic Car Revivals, don't be sleeping on your dreams.